Probably the biggest thing that is new, if you're coming from the middle school, is whenever you see a single slash through the stem of a note. You guys most likely don't know what that is because it's new. It's new to being in high school and being on drumline. Okay, and all that means is that there are two notes in that note length. It's not necessarily a roll like one you're used to. You learn to play rolls. Very buzzy, right? Very close. Okay? We're not going to be doing that as much in high school drumline. Okay? You will sometimes, like the Star Spangled Banner, but what you see in the cadence excerpts and the solo excerpt, those are called diddles. And it's specifically putting two notes in that note length, as I said before. Which means when you have a diddle like slash through a 16th note, it becomes two 32nd notes. We can look at the 9-stroke roll there. And it has to be nice and even. If you were to slow it down, it would become right, very steady and very boring. Okay? But it has to happen fast. Okay? What not to do is just think of it as throwing it down and getting two, and it's the same for every tempo, right? That would make it sound like, right? You have to adjust the spacing for it to fit in that note length. Okay, so what I was playing there, it's too tight, right? And this would be too wide. All right, it needs to just divide it neatly into two. Then I should talk about flams. So most of the time when I see middle schoolers play flams, they look like this. They're at the same height and they hit at the same time. That is not a flam, and that will not get you a spot on the snare line. Okay? What that's called is a double stop. We borrowed it from violinists. With a flam, we have a primary note and a grace note, and they do not hit at the same time, and they're at very different dynamic levels, different volume levels, okay? So this is a flam. Okay, that right flam, like those are right flams, where the right is louder than the left. Okay, and then a left flam has the left louder than the right. Okay, the grace note is a very low stick height, almost like don't even hear it, but you do. If you're doing it right, it should feel like it's too soft. Okay, because you're probably used to doing that. Or that's not what we want. We want these flams. Okay? So they're at two different heights, but they come down at the same time so that they hit at different times. So slow motion, a flam is like, okay? And what the musical effect is that flams do is it just adds a bit more weight. It's not necessarily any louder, okay? It's just a nice decoration on the note. To put it into simpler terms, if we think of what the drum sounds like, not doing a flam, just normal notes, it sounds like da. Da, 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 da. But when we have a one grace note, it becomes cha. Cha, 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 cha. Okay? So that's how to think of flams.